Hello and welcome to Creek Farms. We're back with another episode of Lincoln Creek, Nebraska, and we are on our final round of baling here on our big field 68. We've got maybe a round and a half here. And so this has been quite the adventure baling all of this up. We've got our auto load trailer hauling the bales off of this field as fast as we can. I have to say, though, I've noticed my frame rates drop just a little bit as we've increased the total number of bales that we've got out in the game here. If we take a quick look at the statistics page here, we've created a total of 1,344 bales so far. Just a couple. So we're going to finish getting all of these picked up here today. Probably not all on camera. And on the other end of the field here, our quad track is making quite a bit of progress here on our tillage. We are now finally staying a little bit ahead of him. We've got quite a gap over here to the bales, but we do have to keep that bale trailer moving. And in other exciting news, we have been running the corn dryer for quite a while here. You can see our total capacity and bushels in the dryer is kind of moving through the process, so we should be able to now finally get the last of our corn into the corn dryer here. This will be a good kind of closing out to this part of the season. Now we've just got to wait for all of that corn to dry, get that into the bins here, but we're going to be able to move these trucks out of the way here, and before you know it, we're going to be hauling corn up to the elevator here, I think. So we're only parking them here for the time being. However, having processed so much corn, I think we're all full up here. So we're going to empty this grain truck that we've been running the corn into and then see what we can do to empty the rest of the dryer out. I suspect that we've got a decent amount of corn stacked up there in the dryer. We want to keep everything kind of moving here. Well, here we go. We're unloading our corn up into the bin here. Let's just double check that we got all the corn coming out of the truck here. There we go. Auger should be able to keep up with this truck now, I think, at this rate. The truck doesn't have an overly fast unload rate, especially when you're using the grain door like this. And so everything's kind of paired up very nicely with this setup. Now, I have gotten a ton of questions about where I have found this auger, and I have a link in the description of my videos that should have the links to all of the mods that I'm using in this series, including this big Westfield swing out auger, as well as the other two Westfield augers that I have in use here. We've got the unloading one and the smaller straight auger. So if you're looking for some great augers to go along with some of your bins, you should be able to find the links in a Google Doc that's in the description of my video. And we've got a fair amount of corn here in the corn dryer, it looks like. So we've already put probably about a half a truck full here into the truck. Let's take a quick look. 44%, almost a half a truck. But we'll wait until that gets all filled up. We'll let this thing continue to run here while we go and work on our corn tillage. So with the corn dryer all taken care of, we're checking back in here on our baling tractor, and it looks like we are all done with the bales. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy unloaded here, get these bales out of here, and send him back up to the farm here finally. We've got 7% to finish out this bale. Let's see if I can pick up this little pile over here and get this bale out of the baler. Otherwise, it's gonna be there for the rest of the season, which I would prefer not to leave all this bale in here. So there we go. Well, that's put quite a bit more in there, but that's okay. And usually I thought you could push Y to force a bale out of the baler, but well, that's not so much working right now. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe that was a mod that I had installed at one point. But I'm gonna just pick up a few more scraggly bits here. See if I can get this bale to extend past the end of the gate here. Because as soon as I fold this thing up, there we go. Now it's big enough to force out. We can fold our baler up. And we'll take this down to the end of the field here and get it sent back up to the farm. And as always, we're gonna keep going on this bale trailer. We're getting there. We've only got about half of this field left to pick up bales on. It's probably like 8 more loads if I'm guessing correctly. We tend to pick up 2 full passes here with the bale trailer and then have to send it back up to the sell point. So there's probably about 16 rows of bales left here. It's hard to guess, but this guy is gonna get on his way. And we'll check back in here in just a few moments. Just taking a quick look at our statistics page, we ended at 1,378 bales for the season. That's crazy. Man, this poor bale tractor got a little bit dirty here, so we're gonna spray off this baler and probably get this tractor refueled. I think we're down under 1/8 of a tank here, so definitely burned through the diesel working out here in the bale field. We are running the increased fuel consumption mod here to make it a little bit more realistic. I do like having to keep my tractors fueled up. We've had to run fuel out to the field a number of times here over the course of this series, and I think it just makes everything feel that much more realistic. And also, for those that didn't catch my mod review video, Perma's Modding has finally released this rock picker mod. So if you're looking for the ability to pick rocks, the Degelman rock picker is now released by Perma's Modding on his Facebook page. We'll go ahead and let this tractor fuel up here while we keep our bale trailer unloading. So with the bale trailer here moving back and forth between the field and the sell point, I thought that now would be an appropriate time to get this other piece of tillage equipment out. We really honestly don't need it. We're barely staying ahead of the speed till that we've got over there. However, we've cleared enough bales on this end of the field that I wanted to take these headlands off around the bins, just kind of do a little bit of cleanup work so that the other worker there is going to be able to kind of keep going on things. And so we're just gonna try and clean up these corners just a little bit. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, the speed till probably would have been a little bit easier machine to get in here, although that machine you need to kind of be going pretty fast with for it to work properly, is my understanding of how that works. And so this one is a little bit easier to just back up and drop down and get going here. So that's what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna take this one pass here up to the corner, get the curvy bits all worked out here, give us plenty of room to stay away from those trees with the other worker. And depending on how things go with running the trailer back and forth here, we might be able to make a pass or two on this end of the field with this other piece of tillage equipment. We brought it all the way out here. It felt like a shame not to put it to use here just a little bit. Now our bale trailer is up to the animal dealer, and I want to keep him moving as much as possible. So I think what we're going to do is, as soon as I get around this little bend here, we're going to set the worker off on this just to get us down to the end of the field here. Something right around here, I think. And we'll jump up here and get this unloaded. Now, every time we save, the auto load functionality comes off, so we'd already sold a couple of bales here. Now we've managed to make it all the way back out into the field here before the 620 got to the end of his pass, which is good. However, I'm nervous that the speed till over here is going to get caught up with us, and so I'm gonna let that big 620 take its chances here on turning around with that big tillage tool while we take another pass of bales off here, just to give the quad track enough breathing room here to take another pass. I'd been coming all the way back around and picking up bales on the far side there, but I think we're going to take another pass right here, make sure this quad track keeps going. He's moving a little bit faster, even though he's got the narrower implement. I think that they're covering right about the same amount of acres per period of time here. So, oh, we missed a bale, of course. It's missing these one-off bales that slows this process down a lot. The autoloader speeds things up significantly, but when you miss a bale, that really sets you back. And so as you can see, one full round is just about perfect for this bale trailer. Every once in a while, there'll be an extra bale there, but just about perfect. So we get this guy back out on his path here, and we're going to go check in on that Steiger and make sure he's not doing something he's not supposed to. So it looks like we had just enough room here to take another pass with this big implement before we run into any issues. And so we've shown up at just the right time here to take over and scooch ourselves over closer to the headland pass here that we've got. We had the little crook in the field there, and so we're going to scooch ourselves over here, make sure we're not missing too many corn stalks. Just like that. Perfect. And we'll take this down to the end of the field here and probably just fold this back up, because there's no way I'm going to keep up with these bales. By the time I get these bales off, the speed till is going to be worked all the way over to this side of the field. So honestly, I think I'm going to just send this guy on back to the farm, since we really don't need him here. And yeah, we're going to do that, I think. Seems like a waste to have dragged him all the way out here to make one pass on the corner of this field, but sometimes that's the way it goes. I definitely overestimated our ability to get the bales off of this field and stay ahead of that other piece of tillage equipment there. So we've learned that lesson, and we'll definitely be trying out some of these other techniques that we talked about in the comments of this video for staying ahead of the baling exercises in future seasons. But we've got yet another load up here at the bale sell point, so let's go ahead and jump into the truck and get this unloaded. We are running dangerously low on fuel in this truck. Again, we've already had to refuel this guy once, and so I'm a little bit concerned here that we're going to run out of fuel. I don't want to stop to get fuel right now, though. We've been running the time here on 5X to try and keep that dryer moving. And so we're making good progress on drying the corn, but we're also running out of daylight. I really want to get this field wrapped up here before the end of the current day in seasons. And so we're going to keep pushing on these bales. I think we've got 3 more trips here, including the one that we're filling up now, up to the animal dealer. I think that's going to do it for us. So I'm really excited to be done with this baling. This was a lot more work than I anticipated when we set off on this adventure. And so we're going to kind of keep working on this, but I don't know if I want to do this many bales again in the future. Maybe if we can get something set up where we've got the auto bale stacker working on the field and then this auto load trailer making the rounds to the animal dealer, that would work out a little bit different. But even that, I think, even that I think would be a lot of effort here. We'd be spending a lot of time working on this stuff. So we've got to just think about our time investment versus how much money and reward we're getting out of it. I'm going to be really curious at the end of this episode here to take stock of how much money we've made baling all of this up, because I think that's going to be really telling as to whether or not this is a worthwhile use of our time. It's starting to get a little dark, and we are right in front of our tillage tractor here. He's coming down on the last pass before he would have started hitting some bales, so we've definitely got to kind of keep on top of things here. It does look like we'll be able to get everything on our next load, though, here. We've got about a round and a half of bales kind of scattered about here. So we're going to load this up and get on with it. I can't wait to be done with all of these bales. Oh man, we've gotten to a point where we are out of fuel. Oh no. Oh no, pull it over. Oh, we're out of fuel, guys. We almost made it. We only had one more load of bales to go. Oh, this is terrible. What are we going to do? We're stranded. We didn't even notice quick enough to pull all the way off of the road. We're going to have to get somebody out here. AAA. We don't have another farm truck. This is the farm truck with the fuel tank. We've got diesel right in the back of the truck. It's a shame we don't have a mechanism for putting it in. If we take a quick look at our statistics here, we have 1,378 bales. If we look at our money here, we can see over the last 2 days, we've sold bales for just shy of $30,000. So all that time and effort across, what is this now, episode number 4 in this field, and we've only made about $30,000. I'm not sure the time investment is worth the money. Maybe in real life that would be a good return on our time, but in farm sim terms, we could have been most of the way through the next season by now if we had skipped the baling. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean for us here as we continue forward in our various series here on the channel. However, with our fuel gone and our tillage tractor on its final couple of passes here, I think what we're going to do is wrap this episode up here. I'll figure out how we're going to get some fuel into our pickup there and get back out here to pick up this last line of bales here before next episode. And we're going to get on to the next part of the season here and finally be done with our bales. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. If you're a regular on the channel, you'll know that I've been off for the better part of a couple of months now. We're going to be getting back into things, so stay tuned for lots of new episodes coming out on the channel. That's all for today. Kedrick out. Oh my goodness. Every time I save the game, when I bring up the map, it saves the game, and it dumps all of the bales off of the trailer. I don't know why that is, but it's super annoying because now we've got bales everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, goodness.